So you know what? Sprocesses, the title, came from the fact that Chris, probably in 2019 or something, bought the domain sprocesses.com. And he came to me and he was like, we should make this a word. Sprocesses needs to be something. He's like, system processes, it's going to be great. I was like, that's so dumb. That is a really dumb word. We're not doing anything with that. And then probably 2 years later, I'm scrolling through the domain list and I see it again and it just clicks. It's like, oh, that's kind of like a Dr. Seuss word.
Uh-huh.
All right, Daymond, you got into the children's book game before me. I did as of this week. I'm absolutely stoked to talk to you about this book.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But first, I wanted to hear a little bit more about Little Daymond. Little Daymond Learns to Earn. Why did you write that? Why did you want to go the children's book route?
I've had the pleasure of being an educator on the show, Shark Tank, for so many years. And I have I've been very fortunate to have a lot of New York Times best-selling books, and I'm not saying it in that sense because, oh my God, New York Times best-selling books. That meant that there was something that people found value in. And I had always created books and things that I felt that were needed. I'm a dyslexic. The last thing I want to do is go out and read and do a book. But I felt that trying to be of service and mentor people, that there was so much information out there that when people come to me and say, hey, I got a question on this. Oh, go to Tim Ferriss. Oh, go to this, go to that. But I started writing down when I couldn't give the people an answer or refer. So after I got enough notes I wrote down, I wrote a book. After doing so many books for adults, I found that we're often jaded as adults. We've come up with our ways, and a lot of adults are asking the same thing. I'm like, there's a million books, but I found that kids, it's a canvas. It's a clean canvas. And if I can write something for them that will give them a tool, which is financial intelligence, because we're not taught it in schools, and even our great educators who know a lot about science and art and history, they're not taught it. Maybe I can do this because Shark Tank is a top show watch marketed to adults by children. And that's why I came out with the book.
The reason that I decided to do this book, very similarly, it was like after impacting the lives of so many adults through Trainual, we realized that it's like a million people have come to Trainual trying to solve their systems and process problem. And it's like you can be 20, 25, 30 years into your business career and still not know how to solve systems and processes. And so we're like, all right, if adults can't figure this out, we better start earlier. Let's teach this earlier, right? Because you're so right. People just get set in their ways, and then there are people that are just like, please, somebody do this for me. So it's like, how do we teach people earlier? How do we teach the next generation of entrepreneurs to take control of their, as in your, world, financial literacy through Little Daymond, here through Terry and Sprocesses, systems and processes. So what have you learned since releasing Little Daymond? How's the reception been? Have you gone to schools? You've been...
Yeah, I've gone to schools. A lot of kids, many get it, but many adults get it.
Yeah.
Many adults say, it was always intimidating to me. I always thought it was so complicated. And when you break it down in a simple form like a child can understand, I get it. And I'm starting to slowly improve my life, and I've learned it. And I'm able to teach this to my children. And the beautiful thing about when you write a book for a child is if you and I read a book, or most likely it's big, it's thick, or audio, we're not going to listen to the book or read the book 5 times. Kids, they'll read this thing until it's hammered in their head. They'll read it every night if it's in a fun way. So whether it is the people out there, the great educators, or people who are writing books for kids to understand mental health or eat healthier or understand how they can systemize, things they're doing to repeat it more effectively or learn financial intelligence. The beautiful part is you're equipping them with something that's great, at an early stage.
Yeah. both of them are like children's books for adults in a way, right? And that's the best marketing messages too. Think about how do you take your message and bring it down to a 5th grade level. That's the easiest way to get people to understand it. So I think that's the effectiveness of a children's book.
Just like what your book is written off of, a lot of times people overcomplicate things in life. When if you understand the method on making it very soluble, simple, non-intimidating, then people have a tool that they can use for the rest of their lives.
So you know what? Sprocesses, the title, came from the fact that Chris, probably in 2019 or something, bought the domain sprocesses.com. And he came to me, he's got a running list of domains, and he came to me and he was like, we should make this a word. Sprocesses needs to be something. He's like, system processes, it's going to be great. I was like, that's so dumb. That is a really dumb word. We're not doing anything with that. And then probably 2 years later, I'm scrolling through the domain list and I see it again and it just clicks. It's like, oh, that's kind of like a Dr. Seuss word. And so then started to write this story of Terry the hamster who learns how to delegate the running of the wheel to her fellow hamster Timmy. And when she does, the wheel unfolds into a ladder, giving Terry the opportunity to climb out and move on to the next phase of her life or her career, where she builds a business teaching all the chipmunks how to run wheels.
Yeah, to grow, you must let go.